Local legends. Today we have a true local legend, Jose, known as, and many people know him as Little Silent. Hear his story because this guy goes way back. And when I go way back, he was one of the first ones out there in the rap industry representing the voice of the ghetto. Jose Delgado, Little Silent.
Yo, I'm right here with local legends. Little Silent in the house. South Central, low bottom legend. Let's get this podcast started.
All right, everybody. Today we're here. None other than Jose Delgado, also known as Little Silent.
Yep.
Welcome, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me, man. And it's been a long time since we've seen each other, but this is a great way to
reunite, right? Who was to
reunite,
say,
yep.
I don't know what, 20, 30 years later.
Yeah.
Here we are in front of a camera. And ironically, you actually, and I'm going to go back, I'll get straight into it. You had a camera. I had a camera. I still can't find my videos. So I have a lot of videos with Marcos. Remember my friend Marcos?
Yeah. From back in the day.
From back, yeah.
Yeah. We still have a lot of those videos. Not per se like the 80s videos.
Yeah.
But a lot of 90s stuff. And then 2000s when I was gone, my brother Beto, he continued to do the recordings and all that. The 80s videos, we don't have it, but we still have pictures, but 90s for sure, 90s and on.
Okay.
We got them, and but yeah,
I have other type of videos.
Yeah, we've been doing content since back then, before
Yeah.
the word was even known to be what it is now, And
We have some
for YouTube.
similarities. You went into the rap game.
Yep.
Same token, I was into writing music for
Yeah.
corridos.
I remember. Yep, I remember.
For corridos, so-
Got up.
I got heavy involved in that. I remember one of the last things I remember talking to you, we actually showed you a corrido that we had just written for Saul Viera.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were in the
remember
block.
that.
I
Yep.
call it the block.
Yep.
My block is 24th. Your block is, you grew
Well,
up in 27, 25th, which
Yep, 25.
same block. We showed you a corrido and you mentioned something to me. You said, I know I could write a corrido if I have to.
Yep. Never have, but I still feel the same way.
Really?
Yep. Because at the end of the day, I feel like my songs are, although they're not Spanish corridos, they're folk tales of mine, which is, folk tale is a corrido.
Yeah.
And my music, I call it ghetto folk tales, meaning like corridos de mi barrio, right?
Yeah.
They're just in English and in hip hop form, but I'm still telling my story like corridos tell stories.
Of course.
Of legendary, people from their land or whatever,
So I don't think you guys know this, and I see your brother behind the camera. Shout out to Beto. I know he's right behind the camera, but we wrote a corrido, and it was my idea. It's called Cinco Kilos de Reina.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. I'm pretty sure you haven't. So that corrido is based on, when I was talking to my friend Marcos,
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm tired of all this. Nothing against corridos from Sinaloa, Nayarit, or Guadalajara. I said, I want to write something from our hood.
Yep.
So he said, what do you want to write about? Let's talk about the ghetto part. So the whole corrido is about the ghetto, it's literally about ghetto gang. And we wrote it about the park.
But you guys remember about everything.
Oh, well, I grew up down there. So the whole corrido is revolving you guys. When I say you guys, I was the hood, but the dealing.
Yep.
And so no one knows unless they ask, like, where did that corrido come from? I'm like, well, it's the hood. It's from the ghetto side. I now know it's known as the low bottoms.
The low bottoms. Yep.
Where did that come from?
Honestly, I don't know who coined it or where it originally started, but it's simply because it's the lower bottom part of South Central, where it starts pretty much.
I call it L.A.
LA.
People when they're where you from, I'm like, L.A.
LA,
Like,
yeah.
no, what part? I'm like, I think Southside to me is passing Florence.
Sloughing.
Or Slauson, yes. I said, for me, it was just, it's centrally located. It's L.A.
Yeah, which is why we coined it low bottoms, because we wanted to section ourselves when people ask where we're from. Because if you say South Central is a long stretch.
Yep.
And it starts from Washington Boulevard all the way to Century,
Yeah.
So it's like, if you just say South Central, it's like, what part, The west side, the east side, the Slauson area, the Florence district. No, the low bottoms, meaning right where downtown ends, then South Central starts.
Passing the 10.
Yep.
That's the low bottom. So
That's the low bottom.
I heard that through one of your podcasts,
Yeah.
and I've never heard of the low bottoms.
Even up until when I said it.
I got that from you. You said the low
Yeah,
bottoms.
it was never really a thing that was said on the street. It really kind of, for me, we knew that it was called that, but not until I went to prison. That because when you're in prison, everyone sections themselves off with your little crew, with your little group from where you grew up at. Even though they might be fools from South Central, but if they're more of South Central or more southern South Central, then they kind of hang out with each other. And,
Got it.
Us that were from the low bottoms in the 20s and 30s, we kind of stuck,
I'll know it by
together.
that.
Yeah.
So when people ask where were you raised at,
Where
I'm like, I
exactly?
always say L.A. And what part? I'm like, Adams and Maine. And you're really in L.A. I said, I don't know what you mean by L.A., but to me, L.A. And I'm like, they asked me, why do you mention that? Why do you dub it that? I said, very simple. Remember the damn earthquake? We couldn't see downtown. I think it was a 90-some earthquake. I should just totally blanked out. But I'll go back. We met in 28th Street School.
28th Street School, yep. Same classes.
Yep.
Type deal, yep. Some of my memories of 28th Street School are a little foggy now. I don't know how your memory is, but I definitely remember.
I remember
our time at our friendship, but school is getting a little foggy now. But
we're going back down memory lane. Sorry, I'm gonna give you a headache, bro. I remember. I think we were together in. Damn, I might say third grade.
Third grade. I remember that.
I don't
guy's name,
remember,
that
but
teacher.
I just remember walking away from second grade, and I ran into you at your house, front of your house, and then they will give you a little card, and then you asked me who you got next year, and I said so and so, and then you said, oh, me too. I'm like, oh shit, I guess I'll see you next year. I remember knowing you vividly prior to that, third grade, and then I think it was fifth with Miss Yuki.
Miss Yuki.
You remember Miss Yuki?
I remember the third grade teacher too. I just don't remember his name. It was a tall, skinny white man. But
Mr. Banyai.
Yeah.
I think that's his damn name.
Kind of bald head.
Yeah.
Yep, that was him. Yep.
I remember that vividly. And then fifth grade, which is
Miss Yuki.
Miss Yuki, I think it was third grade. That's when my father died. I remember that. And then fifth grade, I remember there's a story. I don't know if you know this, but my mom was pregnant.
Yeah, I remember. Your
So
sister.
my mom was pregnant, and I get home because I would walk home. So even prior to that, when my father was sick, I would walk from 28th Street School by myself, walk with you. Sometimes you'll probably go back to my pad.
Yep. Yeah, we would. Yeah.
And if not, I'll have to walk from your pad to the block. And how old was I? 7? So people don't know this now. At 7 years old, imagine from where I grew up to 28th Street School walking by myself, which is kind of crazy to hear now. A little 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Because my mom had to go to work. She'll come back from work and then go see my dad at the hospital. All in the meanwhile, I'm walking going back home. Yeah. And that's when, we grew up.
We kind of got close just because of those.
Just because of that, all the walks, yeah. And plus, we were in school. But fast forward, my father passed away. My mom ended up remarrying, and my mom's pregnant. Funny story. You didn't go to my house that day, so I just, like in essence, you just walked home. All right, G, I'll see you later. I'll call you later. Kept walking. My mom's chilling at home. She's like, hey, call Jose's mom. I'm like, for what? I'm ready to give birth. I'm like, what do you mean? I was kind of shocked. My mom in Spanish, sí, habla, dile que estoy lista. I called your number. You answered. I'm like, hey, man, my mom said you could talk to your mom. And then I just remember your mom just hung up. She rolled up. And then we went, and I don't know if you guys had a van.
At that time, possibly, yeah. We've had vans in the past.
I think it was a van. Yeah. And your mom dropped off my mom, and she's trying to go in the house. My mom was like, no, just drop me off here in the corner. And your mom was all worried, like, oh, that's fine. So she gets off. My mom just says, dinner's ready on the table. She leaves. That must have been, 4 o'clock? Because we would get out of school at 2, something like that. I don't know if you remember this story.
It's starting to come to me for sure.
So I had to share it because growing up, that's one of my memories.
I didn't remember it, but
9 o'clock at night, I get a phone call and then say you have a baby sister, which is now Joanna. And then I remember coming back home by myself, and then you went back home.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people don't understand the concept of growing up in those times. And I know because I heard that through a podcast where you were talking about different times, which now sounds crazy. I rarely talk about this, but I figured to ask. I don't know if you remember that story.
Yeah, I remember it as you told me, but I didn't remember it prior to that. I didn't remember it. I remember a lot of stories from going to your house and playing Nintendo and your mom making food, giving me my favorite drink. She used to give me the kerns of the peach, the apricot peach drink that you guys always had stock. I'd be like, hey, let me get one. And she would always give me one because she knew I loved it.
Jose will tell you when we invite a new friend, he'll say, hey, bro, I'm just letting you know, bro, si tienes hambre, bro, just, they're going to give you a big plate. Si no tienes hambre, güey, just say no tengo tanta hambre. They're going to give you a small plate. Because my mom will put the meat, the frijoles, the arroz,
Yeah, she just say, eat
tortillas. There's a funny story, bro. My mom hizo una carne, and mom this fighting with the meat. And I'm fighting with my mom. Like, this shit don't, that shit's nasty. No, estás pendejo, my mom tells me. Jose, ¿verdad que la carne está bien? This is Jose fighting with the meat. No, está bien, Sophie. Year to date, she remembers that story.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's I have a picture with us playing Nintendo.
Oh, really? Dang, that's crazy.
I think you were, I don't know what the fuck we were playing, but there's a picture of us.
Yeah, that was our thing. Nintendo, playing Nintendo. Looking at the wrestling magazines. And
Don't get me started with wrestling.
Yeah, I already know we have a big.
We have a whole story background on wrestling. I just remember one time we went. There was a big event at the sports arena, and it was deep. I remember they put up opposing reality tag team titles.
Yeah, it was a big event. Probably could have been.
I remember Hulk Hogan fought that day.
Yeah, could have been a WrestleMania. For all we know, yeah, because they had. I remember they had it back in the days there.
Yeah,
we couldn't afford the tickets, but we're trying to sneak in there from the bottom.
Many times.
Did we ever go together?
Several times.
Okay,
I think you don't know. I'm gonna give you a
$7
head. I said
man, $7.
Okay, $7. He won't let me lie. $7 tickets.
Yeah.
It was you. I don't remember. Steve. Remember Steve?
Steve. Yeah.
We went to buy tickets, and I thought I was a baller. I wanted to buy the $9 tickets. And all of you guys had the extra dollar except me. I went to ask a homeless for money, bro. I'm like, hey, you got $1? He's looking at me like, this mofo really is asking me for $1. And I thought we were going to get a big upgrade. No, we just went from the side of Sports Arena to the top of this one.
Yeah, it was just a couple seats.
You just laughed like.
But yeah, I'm starting to get the memory. We did go. They used to drop us off.
Used to drop us off.
And
big
we would
time.
just go into the Sports Arena.
Many times. I have a lot of fond memories of that.
That's crazy.
A lot of people don't understand that because of that. And then I remember, I'm going way back. You're the one that introduced me to the rap group, Ghetto Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Because
of my brothers, yeah, but I was just showing it off, yep.
My mind is playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, bro, that's the rap game. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, F you, bro. That's the hood. No, there's a rap group. And I'm going to get into that real quick. But out of elementary, we go to Adams.
Yep.
In Adams, it was still around the same cliques, which was cool. Now we go to Jeff.
Yeah.
That's when I started, like, I didn't see you as much. And then I found out that's when you dropped out. I was watching the podcast.
Yep.
I know who was trying to, I remember there was a day there, it was by the P field, and I walked behind you. And then you came out, and I'm like, you good? He's like, I'm good, bro. I'm good, G. Like, don't get involved. I remember you telling me that. And I didn't see you after that.
Yeah.
That's the last time I saw you.
Yeah, I was having, little issues, gang-related issues and shit. But what I do remember going a little bit prior to that when I would go to your home, because I tell everybody, like, my last innocent time in my life as a regular person, innocent friendship with you, when my life turned to, to the gang stuff and all that, like, my memories before that were with you. And we used to walk to your house to go play Nintendo, look at wrestling, rent wrestling videos, whatever. And then, but we would pass through 25th and Maple.
Yep.
And my homies would be right there selling their stuff, And we would just be and I'll be all intrigued about it. And plus, because my brothers were already involved, and I was like, damn, I'm getting a close-up view of what I would hear in my house that was going on the street on this little walk with Jesus, and I would honestly just from walking past 25th and Maple was what really was starting to get. It was starting to make my mind wander away from what we were doing now. You know, like I
Got it.
wanted to. I wish I could have stopped and just hung out right there with them. You know, and then and that's where prior. You know, obviously we have a long story prior to that, meaning like we're just innocent kids.
Yeah.
You know, wrestling was our thing. You know, like that was like huge for us, and the Nintendo. You know, and but definitely you were my last innocent childhood memories before my life turned to switched and went all bad pretty much. You know, like it didn't go all bad at that time, but obviously that's where it started. You know, that's where it started from.
Yeah, and there's a movie I like that's called A Bronx Tale.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
And I said, if there's anything I can relate to that movie, it's Colangelo.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen Beto. He might not know the things I would see, right?
Yeah.
This probably his first time hearing this, right? But from being in the hood, I still call it just home.
Yeah.
That to me is home. Sometimes everybody, it's the hood. I'm like, yeah, well, from the outside it was a hood, but for me it's home. It was just home to me. To me, it was LA Heights, if you want to call it that, right? I didn't know any better. But I would see, and then I started hanging around with the paisas. Which is totally different, right? Totally different vibe, which is that's when I got into the whole corrido.
Yeah.
And it's the same concept. It was just cool to hear someone in Spanish saying it.
Yeah.
Like when I first heard Chalino, I was like, oh, you're talking about drugs and girls and yada yada. Oh, this is cool. That's what intrigued me to get into corridos, and obviously you got into the rap game, which is the same concept, by the way, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, same thing. Only thing I got, maybe the only reason why they didn't somehow maybe did something to me because they knew I lived in the hood. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but yes, passing through 25th, going to Adams, you've seen everything, and then you got stories behind that.
Man, I actually got shot on that corner, you know, on 25th and Maple. So it's crazy that me being a little kid walking with you down that street and looking at my homies in that same exact corner and me wanting to be there with them. And one day ended up there and shot there and seen homies die there. And it's crazy to think back now, you know, and it's you know, and when I see you and I follow you and I see, you know, like to me, you know, like a success story simply because if people don't know or don't know your background, I mean, you had just the way I made that wrong turn, you know, in life, you were right there with me. You know, not saying that you made that turn with me, but I remember that you started kind of being a little bit influenced with how I dress. You know, remember I still wear the white shirts. But I want you to, I'm gonna try to remember, see if you remember that that you started trying to like you know, comb your hair back. You know,
there was a time we let his hair grow, and I let my hair grow.
Yeah,
I let my hair grow.
So we were trying to get the little long thing, slick back.
You slick back. I have pictures on that.
You started doing that, and then
same thing.
I used to wear the white shirts with the thermal under, and I remember you started doing it. But let me see if you remember. Your mom didn't like it.
Oh,
yeah, your mom didn't like it,
and she didn't like it simply because of again, single mom at that moment.
Yeah,
but what do? You
you
don't know any better, but to just
but I know. And I know your mom back then, obviously, and I know that she started seeing my transition into being an innocent kid. She started noticing that he's starting to mimic those guys on that corner over there. Yeah. You know, and then she didn't like. I remember she didn't like it, and then I remember she'll tell you, "Hey, no, like don't take that thermal off." Like, right? Yeah, I remember she didn't want you to do that.
There's a picture I'll show it to you right now. I have a picture with my Baggyman Davis. White shirt, and I had a vest on with my chain out, with my hair slicked back. I thought it would like today. Now it's like, oh shit! I see some people are now dressing like that.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back.
That's the way I'll go to school. Looking back on it, then you ask, why did somebody stop me? Right? There's a story behind that. She caught me ditching once, bro. Bad. I had all my Ben Davis, my Dickies with the little cut, and I get home that day, all torn. She left me with my skinny jeans.
Yeah, so I definitely...
So now you know what you... This is your fault.
I know. She blamed me for it. I know she did. She blamed me for it, and I can tell. And I know that she was starting to. She loved me and everything, but she thought that it was best for you not to hang out with me so much anymore because she knew I was already kind of going that route, And but I obviously, I think her being hard on you with that,
Yeah.
definitely saved your life, man.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things had to do with my. I mean, there's so many stories we could talk about, but I remember one time just going through that and. Okay. What will my father say if I like that? Just to me stuck all the time. There's so many stories. I was right there,
Yeah.
and luckily nothing happened. And luckily, and I always say, luckily I was just blessed. You dodged. And that sometimes I'll go home and I see my mom and we're by ourselves and we had no money. And I say, okay, you get close enough, like the movie Bronx Tale. That's why I say you get close enough, but at some point in time, something always just guided me back. But you are right on that. You are right.
Yeah, no, I always say it because we were together. We were a team.
Yeah.
So if I went that route, I know you were gonna go with me, And you wanted to, but luckily you had your mom that was, focused on you.
Yeah.
The bad thing with me was that my dad died in those times, so my mom's focus kind of went to that, to dealing with that.
It's ironic because I was listening to that.
Yeah.
You shared that, and I share the same sympathy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, but that time I'm hanging around with you. That, ironically, people don't know it's I don't know what to do in my life at that moment, right? There's no father figure. There's nothing. Mom's still at work. We come back from Mexico, bury my dad. She still has to get back to work. I'm still home alone, and we would go to Thrifties.
Oh, that was our spot. Huh? They caught me stealing from there a few times.
I was with you. I
Yeah.
was with you. And there was a point I remember they
We
chased
had no
our
money,
ass.
man. We had
We had no money. Mean streaks.
But I do remember it was you that we used to stop in that little store.
Yeah,
and
the little
they knew
bakery.
you.
Yeah,
they
the
knew you, so
bakery.
they'll give us a juice or they kind
The
of
bakery,
they'll
'cause
put
of-
it on the tab, someone's tab.
Al
I don't know.
Principio.
Yeah, one of those.
One
Stores
of those.
Right there, yeah.
Because of my mom.
But we used
So
to.
my mom
walk
would come
through
out of
it.
work and
She'll pay it off.
yeah, and then we would go to Thrifties. There was a time we took Marcus. We'll put the magazines behind his wheelchair, and that's how we got the magazines, the wrestling magazines.
I
for
got
free.
caught. I got caught stealing. I was still hanging out with you. I got caught stealing makeup for Halloween makeup because I wanted to paint my face like Demolition.
We
the
went.
wrestling. Yeah. You was
We
right
have
there
a
with me?
picture.
Okay.
So I recently found a picture. My wife's like, "What were you here?" I'm like, "Oh, we're Demolition for Halloween." And she's all, "Them who?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"It's me and my
That was
friend."
that was our group right there.
Yeah, Demolition.
And I remember
So
I had no money, so I was like,
I was with
face.
you.
Yeah.
I was with you. They caught us in an aisle. I walked back. They have him. I'm like, "Oh shit!" They caught us, and I'm just walking back like, "Fuck, Mayday!" And then we both walk out with
Yeah,
no fucking makeup.
Yeah, they let us go, but there was like, give me that shit.
It was just a regular civilian.
Yeah.
A regular civilian. I still remember one time we got chased. I don't know. Don't want to say all that shit, but different hood.
Oh yeah, right there when we was walking, some food popped out on
Yeah,
me.
popped
And
off, and then
I
we
remember
both
that.
ran, and then they caught you, and I think you gave him the mean streaks because we went after mean streaks that
Yeah,
day.
I forgot about that one. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
there were some mean streaks, and again, all those things happen, right? And I always say, man, everybody's got a crying story.
Yeah. But to me, it was building me to want to get my get backs. I wanted to be old enough to join the neighborhood to go get these
Yeah.
fools back. For treating us that way because we were just kids. Like
Oh, big time.
yeah.
I just I do want to make sure I spin it because that's when I do remember it after Jeff. And I want to make sure I touch on this. There was one time somebody said, "I got the tape.
Oh yeah.
I got the tape," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, what tape?" They're like, "Little Silent from Ghetto." I'm like, "I don't know if you know him," and I'm like, "Juliet,
Julian. I remember the name. I remember
Juliet
the face.
Gudino. I'll tell you who she is. I know you know her.
Julian what?
Gudino."
No. I don't remember.
And I know you know her. I know you know the husband somewhere, and they're connected. And then they were like, Little Silent. I'm like, whoa, what rap game? What rap CD? What
tape,
rap
yeah?
tape? There was no CD back then. And they left. And then I ran into you, and then you told me, hey, bro, I'm in the rap game. And I remember back in 5th grade or something, you started writing. You would tell me.
Yeah, I still write.
And what are you writing? He's like, I'm just writing music. I do have a fond memory of you telling me you're writing raps, but you wouldn't tell anyone.
Nah.
So when I heard about the tape, and then they tell me Little Silent, he's been working on that since, I remember 5th or 4th grade, you would tell me. Because
I used to like to rhyme all the time. And like
you told me some shit. They're like, hey, bro, I'm writing some shit right here. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, I got some music. I just don't want to say nothing. I think we were in 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, towards the end of elementary school, I used to start messing around.
So when I heard about the rap tape, I'm like, oh, shit, he did go through with it.
Yeah, when I was in John Adams, like I guess like in my last year in the middle, like in '92, I started like kind of like getting more, thinking to myself that I can do it. And then in I think we left Adams in 93, 93, right?
94.
Yeah, so between 93 and 94, I was already ready to go with it, because I thought I was good enough to do it. And then by the time we got to Jeff, I already had the cassettes, my little yellow cassettes. Still have them there, like a lot of those original.
I know I have 2 somewhere.
I hope so.
No, I do. There's a box of tapes that I have. I know I have 2 original ones from you. And I had one, it was funny, I was walking once through, you had the shop. Adams. And I had just walked in, and you had the music blowing up by yourself, like, and you were like, hey, bro, guess what? I just fucking rapped on this one. You want a copy? And I said, I want a copy. And you had to burn them back then.
Yeah.
Then you have to put 2 tapes or some shit.
Yeah, the cassettes, yeah.
And you gave me a copy. And then I listened to it at the shop, and then I took off with it. I don't remember what song it was. I just know
yeah, because I used to do like single tracks here and there.
it was the lyric "Bow Down."
Oh yeah,
The lyric you rapped
That's
over "Bow Down."
That's one of the most popular ones till this day.
I know.
Till this day.
So I was in Jeff. I hear about this rap tape. I get it afterwards, and I start hearing everything. I'm like, holy shit! Like, this is the shit I hear on the radio, but from the East Coast or from other hoods, from obviously Eazy and all them. This is my boy. And then you start dropping the neighborhood. And so now I'm like, oh, hell yeah. This is the hood. This is our story. I say my story because I grew up in that area, right? So I'm always like, this is my hood. I remember I used to have this bucket. I got a copy of the tape. I don't know who gave it to me. Got a copy, and I'm jamming to that shit the whole day. And I used to work at the Science Center.
Oh, shit.
So I would be in the break room playing you. And then the managers walk in like,
hell?
I'm like, oh, it's my boy. This is my boy, Little Silent. And they're like, all right. You could tell these fools are not into that. They're the managers. And I remember an ex of mine was like, can you stop playing that? Like, why do you play that so much? and I'm like, that's my boy.
That's what I know. Yeah.
And they were like, well, I never met him. I'm like, I don't think you ever will. Right? They weren't from our side. But that's how I got a hold of your tape. It must have been 95.
Yeah. I started releasing tapes in '94, so by the time you probably got to it, because I was just kind of doing it low key with my homies, but then it just started kind of spreading out on its own, and all kind of people had it, like it actually went to different cities, different counties. Now with social media, that thing's everywhere.
You told me that obviously when you were doing time, you found out it was up north.
Yeah. And then.
That's
for us,
crazy.
That was big because we never left LA, when we were kids. So it's like, other than to Mexico, but for me and this is before social media.
Yeah.
I mean, well, at least before YouTube and the stuff that helped a lot of people spread their music. For a cassette to make it all the way to Northern California.
That means you're good.
Yeah, that people are really fucking with it,
Yep.
So I was really surprised when they told me that.
You invited me. I don't know. Maybe Beth remembers, but I'm sure you do. You invited me. There was a big block party.
Oh yeah,
on
This
Adams,
was in '98. Yeah, this was
on Adams and Main. Was it Main?
Oh yeah. With on Adams and Main. What was that?
Next to the bus stop, next to the corner.
Yeah,
there was a vacant lot.
Abel. Yeah.
So I ran into him. Abe, by this I already knew you were up in the rap game, and you told me, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna perform. Come by. Say less." I walk over, and as I'm walking over, I could hear you. I'm like, that's Little Silent. Walk in, and then you were just, I guess they were applauding you, and you had just finished. I just missed you.
Yeah,
And I don't know what party was that. What,
it was a.
that?
They were like pretty much like techno. They're like what raves are now.
Oh
But it was
shit.
techno music, so it was like a rave, but for those times, it was techno music.
But you went up.
Yeah, I wasn't. The only reason I went up there was because it was a homie that threw that party. So the reason why they even allowed me up there was because I was already had a little buzz on the street. So the guy was like, "Hey, let me get you up there."
How many songs did you perform? How many
A
raps?
few, like 4.
No shit.
Yeah, but the thing was that since it was like a rave style,
It didn't go with the style.
No. When I got up there to rap, everybody was like, "Who's that? Like, why are they up there? Why do they have these cholos up there? This is not their type of vibe, And so everyone started kind of turning their heads, walking away from the stage. And then when they dropped the beat and I just started going off, like everybody just like, whoa. Everybody just turned back and came all to the stage. And I rocked it. Like, and mind you, that was the first time I ever did anything like that.
On stage?
Never done. Yeah, and I'm a kid. I'm a youngster. I'm a teenager, like. And
You must have been, what, 18, 17?
Nah, that's like
What-
16.
what year was that
17.
then?
No, yeah. You know what? It was like 97. So yeah, it had to have been like 17, 18. Yeah, 17, around there,
Yeah.
18. Yeah.
I remember because it was
Yeah.
97.
It was 97,
It was right
yeah.
after after I left Jeff.
Yeah, it was 97. So,
Yeah, 17.
yep.
Because your birthday just passed.
Yeah.
You're Cinco de Drinko.
96. Yep.
I remember that shit because I remember the first
The
time.
reason I say 97 is because my brother was there already. My brother Chichi, and he got out in 97. He had just
Juan.
got out. Juan, yeah.
Juan.
He
So
had
the
just
reason I
got
know
out.
Juan, bro, so well, go to this guy's pad.
He used to go to the wrestling with us too.
Yeah. But he's a troll. I don't know how he still
Oh,
is.
yeah.
He will
Still.
put out like, I'll be outside on the porch, and then he'll put these damn signs like Jesus loves Jose or some shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Fucking trolling
Yeah,
me, bro. And I'll be like, hey, like is that? I'm like, and I would be like, hey, fuck you. And he's like, like he knew it was
Yeah, he
getting under my
still fuck with
skin.
us. He's still like that, but with the kids, But yeah, he was.
That's
always
how I
like
know
that.
Juan. Then I
He was a
remember
troll. Yeah, he was a
your
troll.
big ass troll. And then I remember vividly which I heard the story on the. I remember when you
When he went.
we went to school, you walked back, and you told me, hey G, I'm not going to school tomorrow. And whatever it is, don't pass through here. What do you mean? He's like, whatever it is, bro, just don't pass through here.
We're kids, elementary school.
I don't know what year it was, but I do remember.
It was a 90, early 90.
So you stopped me in the front of your pad. I do remember that story vividly because I remember you told me, and you kind of told me during school, but as we're walking back, because I remember we passed Trinity, and now you start talking to me. He said, "Don't go to school tomorrow. Don't go to school, but if I'm not going to school. If you don't want to go to school, don't go to school." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I'll tell you later, bro, but just know we're cool. But if you do go to school tomorrow, you hear some shit, we're good." I mean, you kind of told me in your words back then, but you did tell me not to pass by your house.
Yeah.
And then you told me straight out, if possible, don't go to school. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? And then you broke down the story to me very simple. I'm like, oh shit, I can't do shit. I'm just a kid. You didn't go to school. And I remember calling you late at night. And you're like, we good, bro. We good, but I'll talk to you later. I don't think you went to school for about a day or two.
Yeah, probably, yeah, for sure, because of everything that was going on
Which I know not a story.
Yeah.
Which there was a threat. When I heard it on the podcast, I'm like, oh shit. It's like, with that little video game, some shit just unlocked.
Yeah.
And years later, he's telling the story, and I'm at home like, holy shit. You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Why not, bro? Which I don't know if you were looking out for me but you did tell me some, but you didn't tell me and I remember I know the rival.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was just, I was already getting in that mode of setting myself up for what was to come. Meaning, like, I knew that there was going to be changes in our life right there. And if I had to get involved or had to do something.
Yeah, you were all in.
Yeah, then I had to, I had to kind of make sure I respected my brothers enough to like, hey, I'm let my friend know at least to, I care for him, so I don't want him to be in the house or come to the house or come look for me. But I cannot tell him everything.
You did say like, if you go to school, like try to go around the other side, meaning go through. I think it's Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity. Yeah.
And
Because we used to come down 28 to Maple and get that right.
And then I just remember like, okay, and then even just go around the other side. I'm like,
yeah, because we thought it was gonna be bad.
Yeah. Then you broke it down to me. Then you told me. I'm like, oh shit. So I went to school. They're like, in school. Where's Jose? I'm like, he's sick. I just know he's sick. So we would always be together in elementary. And I just remember like, well, you told me this, so I have to go around the other end. And I remember getting home, and I called you late at night. And then it just happened. I don't know how. And then just, we're good, G. We'll talk later. And I'm like, no, we're good, bro. We're good, Chewy. And all right, cool. And I found out later a lot of the stories that happened, and it's interesting because that story now, like for us, is just a day in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
right? It's just another story that went by. Luckily, nothing happened. Now on social media, people just want to get clout out of it.
Yeah, of course. But to us, it was real. It was very real, and not only that it was so real, but the kids involved on both sides. We were in school together, and we could have been even friends or like, and which is how I said in that podcast. That's how I found out, was because the kids were talking.
Yeah,
the kids were talking about what had just happened on their side, and that they were gonna come over
and
to
retaliate.
our side. Yep. And that when they were like, well, who did they think it was? And they was like, boom. They said it came from my house. So it was like, like when I heard that, I was like, ooh, like I had to come let my brothers know, hey, the kids are talking over there, and those kids are like from that area over there. Some of them are even related to them.
Yep.
They're saying they're coming there. My brother's like, don't worry about it. We already know. Just this is what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna sleep on the floor. We're gonna, kind of barricade the windows with boxes of clothes. Try to like suppress some of the, or try to keep the bullets from really reaching so far. And like, whoa, imagine being a kid and then knowing that I was kind of already intrigued of that lifestyle to really being in the battlefield like that.
I remember when I found out, I'm like, shit, like he's in. The outside looking in, I hope nothing happens to none of you, because I knew all of you. As a kid, I just remember Beto and Juan. I don't know if Juan was still there. I remember he went in.
Well, what happened was that whole situation there, he was involved in that.
Yeah.
So he ended up, when we were doing all that, preparing for war right there, the cops ended up showing up.
Yeah,
yep.
I remember that.
Yep. And they took him for that whole situation.
Yep. I always remember that because that's when you broke it to me. Like, hey, my brother went in.
He's gone. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. Through social media years later, I found out that he was out. And so I remember that. And then once you got more into by Jeff, you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing. But there's a vivid memory. I saw you on Adams at the liquor store walking by. I don't know where the fuck I was going. I just happened to be walking by, and I see you in the corner.
I remember.
And I'm like, what's up, G? What's up? We're talking, and you're like, hey, bro, guess what? I just recorded. I'm like, what you got? And you told me I recorded a song called The World's a Ghetto.
Yeah. That's when I went to the studio. Yeah.
And I'm like, no shit. And you started telling me, describe me who got you. You were in the studio. They brought in some girls to do that.
I remember that vividly, yeah.
And I remember
in the liquor store.
Yeah, I remember where I was at. And then I was like, I was so happy. I'm like, oh shit. Like, my boys
finally made it.
He's made it. Like, one of us, you're like the poster, right? And I remember you always told me this. You mentioned this, like, yeah, but they want me to get out the gang life, though. Like, they want me to start dressing just to continue. I mean, I just remember having a conversation with you. Fucking do it. You're like, yeah. About a week later, then I find out. Because I remember asking someone, hey, where's Jose at? Because I always know you as Jose. I know some people know you as Little Sign. I just know you as Jose,
never
right?
Call me that, yeah.
I know, hey, where's Jose at? And then they broke it to me. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, he's in right now. Oh, shit. Later on, I found out the tape, which is I heard the lyric, "The Road to Ghetto." I was like, "Oh shit!" And then somehow I got a hold of the tape, the actual recording of the studio, which sounds way different from the original one I
the
heard.
original one I did on my own, and then the studio one was
So the original one you gave it to me.
Yeah.
The studio I got a hold later, which I didn't like. I was so used to the street one.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't. They were trying to make it more mainstream, like trying to change up the thing, the whole vibe, and because the ones I was doing on the street weren't at that time were not popular for anything mainstream, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to clean it up. You know what? I just wanted a chance, so I went with it,
Which still sounds legit, though.
They didn't make me change the lyrics,
No.
but they changed the style of the beat and all that, which I didn't mind because if that was my only way, in the game like that, as far as like in try to do mainstream stuff.
There's a lyric you say a lot, bro. Enemigas.
Yeah. And back then, no one would say it other than.
No. So in the corrido that we wrote, I would say a lot of enemigos.
Yeah.
And I would tell Marco, hey, we gotta put enemigas in there. He's like, why are you?
Why? That's not the way you say it. Right?
Because
It's
Jose
a diss.
says it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jose says it as a diss. And I will put your tape on. And Marco's like, yeah, but that's rap. I'm like, so fucking what? Fucking write it with an enemiga. And then he's like, nah, well, corridos is more like paisas. He would always try to tell me the paisa. So in some of our lyrics, we will put enemigos.
Yeah.
And so that right from you. That's your fault.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And amigas, I don't know if people know. I mean, a lot of people just say it. It just rolls out their tongue because they just got used to saying it. But I mean, that's just pretty much calling your enemies viejas.
That's a diss word. Yeah.
Girls.
It's a
So
diss.
they're not enemigas. They're enemigas.
They're enemigas.
Girls,
They're like the levas. I
They're
get
bitches,
it. So the first time I heard that, you said another one, and that's when I we were writing a corrido. Happened to be that week, and we then started saying it. I wanted enemigas. Marco said, "No, you got to say enemigos because it's more of the corrido shit." I'm like, all right, fuck it. So we would write enemigos a lot in our words, and that derived from you. I don't think you know that. So you actually inspired that.
I was definitely. That lifestyle comes. I don't know nowadays how all that goes, but back then it was just. It was a battle between you and your enemies. It was, you just have to stand your ground, or because especially in those times, like our neighborhoods were small, so if you don't stand your ground against these bigger
Barrios,
hoods, they're gonna either recruit you to their hood or they're gonna wipe you out. If you're not abiding by what they're trying to do. So we had to, we had to battle it out to maintain, and shit. If anything, the neighborhood grew even. It stretched out all before we just be 25th, 27. Now we're all the way to Jeff.
I drive by there a lot, man.
Not Jeff the school, but like
no. Yeah, I know.
Where the swap meet was the amigos.
Those amigos swami who didn't go to that damn the amigos mall.
The amigos mall. Yeah.
That was the only mall I knew.
We stretched out all the way over there, just simply because we had to get it in with the amigas to get that land.
Yep.
It's just like war and shit.
Yep.
Respect to all the real soldiers at war, but this is like street stuff that's
it's a different I always say you earn your stripes.
Yeah.
I'm always saying that you earn your stripes. Only a few understand that. There's people that know me, but I don't talk about, which is I'm never saying I never consider myself here today, and I'm like, I just grew up in LA.
Yeah.
I'll never put my hat on but I know what it was being raised there. And I'm proud of it. It made me who I am now. But I know the stories of you've seen someone, you shake their hand, next thing you know, that they're gone. They're shot up. I know several people throughout the hood that I'm pretty sure we know mutually. And again, it's just like I like to say, it's just a hood from the tail, a tail from the hood.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate though. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Some like myself, like I knew what my future was gonna be. That's why when the rap thing came about and I got a chance to go to the studio and try to do something more, for the future of my talent, I went with it. But like you say, it takes time. But at the same time, what I was doing at that time, I was really active on the street as far as I knew that my time was
what you were rapping about.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. I always say this: what he was year to day, what he raps about, it's not myth. No, this is skin in the game. You had skin in the game.
Yeah.
And I always say, if you don't have skin in the game, then you don't know what it means.
Yeah. No, a lot of people talk about it because they learn about it.
No, you.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
telling
really
people,
on the
no,
field, you know.
no, this is skin in the game. I'm gonna bring you back to one story, and I'm gonna get into the rap. What was your first rap song you heard?
That I heard.
Because I know mine. I think I was with you. Again, this is your fault, dude.
Were you talking about more like even if it's East Coast or more West Coast?
Whatever it was, because I know there was a song that I still remember. I still remember my first rap song, but something that hit home to me.
I mean, the ones that really intrigued me to gangster rap was like NWA stuff.
Okay.
You know?
I was
NWA.
with you. First time I heard Dope Man.
Oh man, that shit to this day is fucking hard as fuck.
Dope Man, Dope Man.
Yep.
And then you were rapping to that.
Yeah.
And so I asked him straight up, like, hey, who's this group? You were like, hey, fool, it's NWA. Who's NWA? And you told me they're from Compton. So this is no longer Beastie Boys, Run DMC, LL Cool J. Because you would let me borrow, by the way, I don't know if you know this, Beto. He will take your videotapes and then I will play them at my home, my VHS, and I will watch the music videos.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the first time going back to Cali. I still remember LL Cool J was wearing this, I don't know what those hats are called. Yeah. And you will take them to my house, we will play them there.
Yeah.
And that's how I got intrigued with the rap game. So all of a sudden I hear Dope Man. You're jamming to it. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then you tell me.
Yeah, my brothers, man, Beto and my other brother, they really influenced my choice in music because obviously before gangster rap, you know, we had like East Coast rap, we had funk,
Yeah.
you know, oldie Spanish. But when that gangster rap came, NWA and Ice Cube and all that, Eazy-E, man, my brothers got a hold of it through the pirateria tapes. Remember, to buy them on Adams on the corner.
Yeah. What didn't I buy there?
Yeah. They brought that into the home, and obviously by that point I was already intrigued with that lifestyle, that gang lifestyle.
Shit.
So to me it was like, damn, like I was like, this music is really like pretty much like the soundtrack of what I see every day outside, looking out or walking to your house and looking into 25th or to Adams. And I was like, wow, like, damn, they're really making music that describes what's going on in our hood, you know?
Yep.
And then so to me, that blew my mind. I was like, wow, like literally, like I was like the best thing that could have happened to music for me at that time, you know, like, and that's where it all began for me, really.
So I have to know this. Do you still remember your first lyrics you wrote?
I do. No, not the little scribblings from elementary, but the one where I was talking like gangster stuff. I do.
What song was that?
It never became a song. It was just some writing that I did, and I would try to record it, but I couldn't get it because I didn't have a mic. I didn't have any equipment that would help me put my voice on a cassette. But I did have a tape player that had a speaker little hole on it, but I couldn't hear the song. So, but it will record my voice, but without me even hearing the beat.
Yeah.
So I tried to just rap over the song without me hearing the beat, and I just, obviously it didn't land, but it was like 4 to 6 bars about and my homie had got killed in 1992, I believe. And I was still young. I was 92. I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
So I tried to record it, and it did record my voice. It just didn't land on beat. But yeah, I was talking about, it was like 4 to 6 bars worth of me saying like, rest in peace to the homie that passed away, my homie Morro. And then that was the first time I ever really did anything like that.
Close to that.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I did. I do remember that clearly. You know, doing that in my room, and obviously because I wanted to rap. You know, like I wanted to rap. Obviously at that time, it really wasn't crossing my mind so much to really pursue it. But it didn't take long because by '93, the next year I started writing because my dad died in '92. So my mom had to go do a lot of dealings that my dad left behind in Mexico, so she'll take me with her. And I remember being so bored in Mexico that I would take my box of cassettes and then I would rap over there. And then I would write. I would be so bored that I would write verses.
Oh shit!
I would just write verses. I didn't even know what a verse, how many bars it has. Just write a whole
Okay.
page, and then write another whole page and another whole page. So from '93, when I would go over there with my mom, I collected a few pages worth of verses.
So who's the one that told you to break it down and bars? Where'd you learn that
Nobody.
at?
I just kind of, when I started rapping, I just kind of went based off of the song that I was using, the instrumental I was using, whatever the guy, however the
Fit.
guy was, yeah, however the
Got
guy
it.
was doing theirs, which was obviously turned out to be 16 chorus, 16 chorus, and then 16 bars. I would have to obviously cut mines were too long. Mines were like 22 bars. I just didn't know. I didn't even know what bars were. I was just writing. And then
Shit.
so once I started recording myself, I would have to cut it up to 16 and just stop there. And then the next verse, cut it at 16. So I really don't know what made me record myself. But at some point, I guess I was just like, I thought I could do it, you know, like I thought I can do it. And then, yeah, I went and bought a little mic at the Crystal Promotions. Remember that?
Oh shit.
Yeah, $5. Yeah, $5 mic at Crystal Promotions on
Washington.
On Washington.
Yep.
I walked it all the way over there, got my mic for $5, walked it back, connected to my sister and Rosa's. She had a cassette player that I can plug a mic. And then I was hoping that it would record my voice because remember I had that experience where I
Yeah.
couldn't hear the beat. But and this one did. This one I was able to play the music out loud, put
And you
a
rapping
cassette,
over it.
a beat, put the empty cassette, plug the mic, play it out loud, and when I started rapping, it recorded. When I went back to check, it recorded, and that blew my mind. I was like, oh shit. I can put myself on a beat, hell yeah! So I grabbed my little verses and I started recording myself.
Oh,
so that's
shit.
how that started. This was in 94.
Which makes sense because that's when I must have heard you 95, 96 when I'm in Jeff.
Yep. Yeah, we were in Jeff when I started doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. We were in Jeff, or probably even the late stages of Adams, because that's when we left, right? 93,
93 is when I left. I saw you in Jeff. I would see you in the hood. I didn't see you in Jeff anymore, and then now I know why. But I do remember an incident in Jeff.
Yeah.
I do remember
I
that
had
shit
to,
because I had to go through that shit.
Yeah, you know how I used
people
to go
didn't
there,
know. People believe I'd have to walking through fucking Compton, and you have to go down Adams. And there's a certain spot that I felt comfortable with walking down Adams. Otherwise, I'll get stopped. There's stories on my end on that end, right? Luckily for me, what helped me was a place called home.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you,
Yeah.
and you were like, "I can't go, G," because. And I remember talking to the main coordinators. I'm like, "Can my boy come over here?" And they're like, "Well, he can, but who would? We can't control the outside." And I came back talking to you, said because you were trying to get your GD.
Yeah.
I remember having the conversation with you.
I was trying to. Well,
you-
the probation was trying to make me get it.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Okay, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But
Probation.
I remember talking to you to get your GED, and you said, I'm okay being once I'm inside the center. It's me being picked up. It's where there'll be some shit going down, and there goes that.
Because back then, San Pedro right there was like hot. It was like that was
I'm
kind
on-
of borderline, you know.
That's like Compton and Adams Central, and that's a whole different neighborhood.
Yeah.
People don't understand unless you know the neighborhood. So I had to go through 4 neighborhoods to get back home. And luckily, that's what got me to get my high school diploma because I met the people from APCH, and there was I always call her the white girl. It's funny, Gretchen. She was like, "Why don't you stay?" I can't stay. Why not? Told her the story. She didn't believe me. She said, "Well, I could drive you back." She had a Bronco. So I'm like, "Well, what time do you go home?" She said 6. I'm like, "If I jump on your Bronco, can you drop me off?" And that's how I was able to graduate. Because I would walk on Adams and, is it Central or Compton? There was an old church there, still there. By where Jeff is at. Is it Compton?
that's Hooper on one side and
Compton on the other, right?
Compton on the other.
Yeah. It's on Compton and Adams. And I would have to just walk my way, sneak my way in there, and I would stay there all the time. And then she was the one that would give me a ride back home to 24th. That's how I was able to go.
Those sometimes I think back and I used to be like, damn, how did I even survive those walks from Jeff to back, you know? And I used to dress banged out.
No, I
you
know.
Like I wasn't
mean,
like low key about it, you know?
no,
like,
you
I already
were-
had my tattoo, everything.
Yeah.
You know,
I That's how I know about the incident that happened in the pea field.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't make it any better the way I was dressed. But no one told me anything. I was también con mi mamá, no de cabezudo, but I didn't know any other way. But that's the honest truth. If it wasn't for APCH, I always say if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't graduate. That's what kept me straight. Otherwise, same thing. I was already on my way out.
Yeah.
And so, but you start rapping, everything's going right. I talked to you one time when you were in. I don't even remember this.
I do remember talking to you. I don't remember the conversation, but I did.
I remember you had a knee
talking to you.
problem.
Yeah.
You were supposed to have knee surgery or something.
No,
or
my
shoulder.
back. And my shoulder. Oh, yeah. I busted
Shoulder.
my shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we talked
I never
about
did
that.
it, but
you
yeah,
never
yeah.
did?
No, I didn't. Because they just told me that if I did do it, it was going to limit my rotation. And then I still had a lot of time left. So I was like, nah, I can't. They just said, if you don't want to, the best you can do is just work out, do bar work, build muscle around it. But because back then I wouldn't work out so much, you know. So they're like, if you don't want surgery, they told me the pros and cons, you know. And then so the con was, you know, physical. It was gonna be like a chicken wing, you know.
Oh shit.
I was like, yeah, nah, I'm cool with that.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, because I have a lot of time left, and I need full.
So I remember speaking to you because you told me about that, and then you asked me. I told you about my knee surgery.
Yeah.
So I have 2 knee surgeries, and then I remember we had a conversation like, how was your rehab? And I'm like, bro, I gained a lot of weight. And then I was telling you I fucked it up playing basketball.
I fucked up playing basketball.
And you started telling me the same shit playing basketball. So you got a shoulder injury and I had a knee surgery. I talked to you twice.
Yeah, I remember talking to you. I just didn't remember the conversation.
I do. I
know through my sister, right?
Through Mousy.
Yeah.
Anna, year to date, I mean, like I told you earlier off the camera, I still talk to her sometimes. She'll say hi, I say hi. That's how I know, all right, you're good. But then when you started following, you uploaded your Instagram, I follow you immediately. I'm like, oh shit. And I think I reached out and you were like, I'm the one that actually.
Yeah.
There was a point I think I talked to you. I said, if you ever need photography, I got you.
Yeah, you told me about it, yeah.
And you were like, oh, we're looking for photography. And I mean, you see the equipment here.
Yeah.
But I never heard from you. I'm like, I figured you're busy.
Because we had it sold up for a while. We had everything, like, but when you offered it, I knew it was gonna be like some legit shit. So, but I was like, no, if it comes to it, I'll hit them up. But we had it pretty much sold up at the time doing our thing.
Who does all your creativity? Because that shit's spot on.
When it comes to video, it's my brother Beto still. Like, he did it since the 80s. He's pretty much our videographer, behind the scenes, all that stuff. Till this day, obviously, he's been doing that. I have videos of myself rapping in the 90s, and it's been him ever since.
So it's Beto, the guy behind. So you were on the VOTG.
No, that's me.
That's you. Hold on. Then you're Ghetto
but the
Lifers.
creativity of the post, that's me. Yeah. That's
Okay,
me.
got it.
Yeah. But any footage of us, he's recording us. But the creativity of the post, it's pretty much is me. Like if it's anything that has to do with modern technology and all that, whatever, that's me for sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Bro,
you see all
you're
that
spot
stuff?
on. Oh no, I see it. Believe me, I see it. So the reason why I know the General Hospital one, I'm like, I watched that like 3 times. I'm trying to like, oh shit.
Yeah, that one's his because that's a different page. That's the Ghetto Life.
Yeah.
That's his. Yeah, that's his.
What's up with the merch?
I was doing merch and it was going good. It's just that when the pandemic came, it really kind of put
A damper to
a
it.
dampen to the business side of what we were doing, right? But it didn't stop me because I actually, in 2021, I opened up a store in downtown.
I remember that.
Yeah. So like, it didn't stop me. It didn't stop my will to want to continue pushing, but it was just hard to get the sales because no one wanted to come out. No one was coming out.
Nope.
Obviously, online was the best thing, but since it was an opportunity to do a physical store, because obviously they stopped me from working, but they were still, unemployment was kicking in.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
I was, I had some cash. My brother, we got together and we all wanted to open a store and finally do something, like we were inspired by Nipsey, so we were like, hey, this is the best time to do it, like the rent's not that expensive. we can do it right now. You know, the it's open and no one's out there.
Nope.
In downtown was fucking empty. None of the stores were. Everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, this is the best time to set up shop, and just wait for this pandemic to
Pass
you know
by.
blow over, and then
Yeah.
we'll be set up already. You know, but it was just a little bit hard to really maintain it at that time because of that. You know.
Are you bringing it back?
Nah, it'll be hard, you know. It'll be kind of hard because to start from scratch, in this economy, it'll be a little bit tougher. Back then, it was a great opportunity.
It's legit. I'll tell you that much, man.
Yeah.
It's got that it's got everything that I know symbolizes LA.
Yeah,
I can't say that not because you're here, but when I remember watching that, I'm like, holy fuck, I need to get down to downtown. I was just for whatever reason I wasn't able to make it, but I even saw some chucks.
yeah. I made some shoes with the brand.
Yeah.
on it. Like I literally created a brand. I had a brand, you know, like it wasn't like
I still tell you have the brand
yeah.
because when I see the
Yeah,
hat,
when you see VOTV,
I still say the brand's there. And
It's there, yeah, it's
I will
there.
tell you, for whatever my words are, continue thinking like an entrepreneur because I think that brand holds a lot of story.
Yeah, it does.
It's
does.
more than I think when people just see a hat or something on a T-shirt. There's blood, sweat, and tears on that brand,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
could tell you from the outside looking in, when I see that to me hits home, and I'm like, okay, I want to see that. I want to see that in the East Coast
Yeah,
because it is. I think in each country, in each city, there is a voice of the ghetto,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
right? And whether you
So
go to
they
Mexico,
might need it, yeah, or they might need that voice.
And-
They just can be just the ghetto with no voice.
exactly,
You know?
So that's why I'm saying, don't give up on it, man. Quite the opposite. Continue thinking like an entrepreneur because I believe there's a lot of people out there that want to be heard, and that brand identifies with so many,
Yeah.
not just one culture, but so many different cultures, bro.
Yeah.
And I would encourage you to continue because as a fan from the outside looking in,
Appreciate that, yeah.
yeah, you got to push that. So, you know,
Yeah,
I want to
feel
see that brand come up.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Because that was my whole goal, you know, just what you said, you know. But like I said, sometimes you run into tough times where it's kind of difficult to maintain. But at the end of the day, like you said, like it's the idea and of it is never gonna die because there's always gonna be a ghetto
No.
life story somewhere in the world or everywhere.
I
in the
always
world.
say, man, when somebody asks me, what's your story? I'm saying, man, if I could tell you I always say this, man. When I say I come from the ghetto, people tell me, what do you mean by the ghetto? I'm like, no, it was really the hood was called Ghetto
Yeah, yeah.
Boys. And
It's not just the term.
it
of
wasn't the
it.
term. It was like, that was the hood that I grew up on, Ghetto Boys. And when I say, no, I really mean it. Like, I knew the guys. Maybe because of what they see now and because I'm never going to say I lived the life, but I grew up there.
Yeah.
I mean, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But what is?
People see you, what you do, and you know, see your lifestyle right now. They would never think that you even come from that side of town.
No, there was I remember after I think high school, dude, I was shaved. I went all in like that, and I was, I didn't. Not that I didn't know any better. It was just I was just the same. It's literally another voice in the ghetto, trying to get out, or how to make ends meet, how is it you can buy this, I can buy that. Everybody has a story, and that's what I mean by the brand. Like, don't let that brand. I think the brand carries a lot of weight, and all of us have a story.
Yeah.
And because everyone's gonna have a voice in the ghetto.
Yeah. And to this day, I still do my thing with the music. You know, like you see the social media.
Yeah.
Like I try to keep it going. It was just the merch that got a little bit more difficult to maintain. But definitely still push.
Bring that shit back. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I know. I want it, but I know my nephews. Everybody.
No, bring it back.
Willing to.
I'm telling you guys right now. Once it comes out, you guys got to bring it back.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know how long we've been talking.
Trust me, man. We can be here for many hours, but I mean, hey, if we can do a part two, if
I'll do a
times
part
get
two if
short,
you're up for it.
If times
But
get-
I got to make sure I do this rapid fire with him real quick, all right? I always do this improv, right? Rapid fire. So I got to do this. Favorite movie?
Boulevard Nights.
Oh, shit. That's a good one. Cool. All right. Favorite rap song? Can't include yours, though.
No, not mine. A favorite rap song? Damn, that has to be rapid fire. Oh, shit. My mind's playing tricks on me.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right, cool. Someone you would have loved to, whoever it is, past, present, Who would you meet? You'd like to
To
meet?
meet Nipsey,
Nipsey.
but
All right.
that's a modern day want to meet. Obviously, there's been so many, but it's just the inspiration that he brought to me when I got out of jail.
Got it.
You know,
Got it. Who's your goat in the NBA?
Kobe.
Oh shit, my boy. My boy.
When Kobe retired, I retired as a fan of not of the Lakers, just of basketball.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I don't watch it anymore after that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because it was just not, you know.
That was just it for you.
Yeah, but I can tell you a quick story about that. But I don't know if we're done with the.
Yeah, I don't
how many
know.
You got?
This is
No,
gonna-
I'm saying with the rapid fire. That was
No,
five
yeah,
already.
no.
Or you just do the random ones.
No, go. Well,
No, it's because
I
I
want to know.
went to before prison in 1990. I went in 98. I hated basketball. I couldn't stand basketball. I didn't get the fucking idea. I didn't know why they were fouling with 2 seconds left. I thought that was stupid. I didn't understand nothing. I thought it was boring. But when I went to prison, my first cellie, he's like, hey, right, the TV was his. I didn't have any property. You know, I was fresh. So he's like, hey, right here, we watch basketball all day long. And it was the playoffs. So he's like, we're going to watch. So whatever you think you like to watch, you're not going to watch it because we watch.
They got to say.
We got basketball all day right here. I was like, that's fine. He's like, who's your team? I'm like, I'm from LA, so Lakers, Lakers. But I would never watched it prior to that. I just like, hey, I'm gonna root for the Lakers. But this was 99. When I got to prison was 99.
Oh,
So
shit.
you know what
Yeah.
happened from 99 and
Yeah.
on. So I was like, Lakers, So I had to forcefully watch basketball because my celly, that's what he watched. But at that point where I had to get into it, I didn't understand it, but I started getting understanding it. And then to be a fresh fan to a team that from that point on won a three-peat, right? Just to say the long story of it, I got so into it and understood basketball. I'm talking about every stat, every move, everything. And then Kobe was...
That was it.
He was the one, even though they had Shaq. But to me, it was Kobe because, I mean, I'm a small guy, so to me, I identified with him, not the big guy, I identified with the youngster wanting to thrive. And and I felt myself that way in there, that I wanted to be the best, not obviously in there. I wanted to be the best in there of what it took for me to make it back home, right?
Got it.
But being legit about it, being a warrior, but still being smart. And Kobe just instilled
Different
that in me,
mindset.
right? Mindset shit, And then so Kobe, from the first time I started loving basketball in 99 up until the year I got out in 2015, Kobe retired in 2016. So my whole term in prison,
You just watched
Kobe
him.
was my entertainment. He was my fucking I would look forward to everything. Like I would look forward to every game. If I couldn't watch it on TV, I'll listen to it on the radio. If it wasn't for him and music, my prison time would be very difficult. Or I might have gotten in trouble because I didn't get that mindset of a fighter, a warrior like him. And I don't mean it don't have to always be physical. I'm talking about just mental, because in there is mental. You're you're in a cell. You can't. Like at some point the walls cave in on you if you're not really mentally ready to live that life. And I ended up doing 17 years. Altogether nonstop, a 17-year prison term. So imagine
it's all
that.
Kobe's
A lot
career
of
almost.
people, they say, how? A lot of people see me and never think I've been in jail a day because I might not look the part of, how these guys come out with the big mustache, the tattoos all over. I don't look the part. I don't seem the part that I've been in prison that long, but it's because of people that, that kept me that sane to the point where I just took it one day at a time, just stood normal thinking every day. But to have Kobe to look forward to every day, to have him give me this hope of hey, you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And that was my whole thing, like I wanted to put my mind to going back home to my mom and my family, and he really helped me through. Kobe really, even though it was the whole game per se in general, but it was him. It was him why I would watch, you know,
Shit.
and it really helped me out. You know, he helped
tough
me
times.
through tough times. You know, along with the music, but him as the person. If there was a person that I felt helped me through this, it was
Kobe.
him. You know, even it wasn't even direct towards me, but it was just him. His
Kobe.
will, his fucking, his mind, his mindset, everything he did was just. I was just like, damn, this fool. Like, I want to be like him. It doesn't have, and like I told you, it doesn't have to be physical. I just want to have this
mindset.
mindset. You know,
The mindset.
And for me to survive 17 years in prison, I think that I really did. He did instill, you know, something in my mind that helped me through that.
The Mamba mindset.
The Mamba
Yeah,
mentality.
Mamba mentality. I was able to, fortunate to, by coincidence, buy the ticket when he announced his retirement.
Oh shit.
By coincidence. An hour before, I just bought floor tickets. They were going for $40. Same tickets were going for $400 after he announced his retirement. I booked it to the Staples Center. Last game I was able to go. I didn't want to watch anything. I was able to go. I came up on some sick tickets in the side of suite. I said, I'm fear of missing out. I'm just blessed to be able to go. I asked back then if she was just my girlfriend. I'm like, you want to go? She wasn't into Kobe. Now she regrets it. And then I was able to attend his retirement jersey.
Damn,
So I got all that memorabilia hidden away because I know
yeah,
I'm never
that
going to
fool-
share that with
fool,
anybody.
That's crazy. What went down then, but definitely, yeah. When he didn't play, no
I heard
more,
his chopper, by the way.
You did what?
I heard the chopper.
Oh yeah.
I happened to be, we went on a hike. The only chopper was out. I didn't know until a week or so
That was
later they
his.
leaked the footage and he was around Griffith Park.
Oh shit.
So I run that every weekend and I remember hearing the low ass chopper and it was foggy. I have footage me being in the Hollywood sign. About 30, 40 minutes later, I get a message. Kobe's dead. I'm like, the fuck you mean Kobe's dead? I didn't get reception for about an hour and then I saw everything. So I mean, I always say, man, I think LA just went a lot.
Yeah.
Half of LA went with him with all the crime that went out.
definitely took everybody's
Yep.
wind. You know.
Yep. I remember where I was at. I think you remember where you were at. It's one of those days in like a 9/11. We all know where we were at.
Yeah, because it's to me, honestly, it's like losing a figure in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say a father figure, but some sort of figure
Yeah,
for
a
me.
symbol.
A symbol for me,
Yeah.
for my life, for what I was going through, for what I survived.
He got you
he
through
really
it.
meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean it as I never met the man, nothing. It's just him, his presence, his, like you said, mindset,
Yeah.
everything, just him, dude.
He had
You
an
know,
aura to him when I saw him on the floor. I'm like, oh shit, that's Kobe. I was just in shock watching him.
Yeah.
We got to do part 2, bro.
Nah, we definitely got to do because we'll be here all night.
We could go on and on, but
Yeah.
it was a pleasure to see you. I finally see your nephew.
Yeah.
I see him a lot on the
Yeah.
gram. So from the outside, I'm rooting for you. Beto, it's a pleasure seeing you once again. Say what's up to Juan. Fucking
Yeah,
troll.
yeah. And definitely you
I know.
did-
Is he still trolling? You said
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
right?
He
Oh,
trolls
man.
him every day. He's
So-
the one that has to deal with
So
it.
good
now.
luck with that. Say hi to your sister. Say hi to your mom.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I'll let them know, yeah.
you gotta do-
They didn't know. My sister didn't know it was coming out. At least I didn't mention this, so she was gonna be surprised. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool.
But
We'll-
she supports. She supports.
got it.
100%,
Appreciate it. So, hey, we got to do round 2 with Jose.
Yep.
You guys know him as Little Silent, voice of the ghetto. Mad props to him.